When the all-new D-MAX came out earlier this year, we knew that it was only a matter of time before the all-new MU-X will also make its appearance. Well, here we are, in the top-secret location, which means that we are close to the Isuzu Philippines headquarters, as we bring you the SUV that will make you exciting. That's MU-X, by the way. Friends, the 2022 Isuzu MU-X LSE 4x4. Let's do this! Hello guys, I'm Reygan and welcome back to another car review. If you're new to my channel, I hope you click that subscribe button for your regular dose of Philippine automotive content. If you're my subscriber already, well, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. After, you click that like button. Also, special thanks to Isuzu Philippines for inviting us over to feature the all-new 2022 Isuzu MU-X LSE 4x4. Now what we have here is the top dog of the all-new MU-X lineup, the LSE 4x4. It's meant to go against the other top dogs in the 7-seater mid-size SUV category, and it brings with it a host of updated tech features, safety, and off-road performance. Now, of course, all of those new bits will come at a cost because this top-spec MU-X LSE 4x4 has a sticker price of 2,450,000 Philippine pesos. Now, I can see some of you wincing already because that makes this big dog the most expensive 7-seater mid-size SUV in the category. Now, before you shut off this video, guys, let's just wait and see and take a look around and find out if this MU-X LSE 4x4 can fully justify its asking price. Right off the bat, the new MU-X front fascia shows that it truly means business. Even if it's based off the D-MAX platform, it looks totally different from its pickup sibling. We get a redesigned front grille here that integrates quite well with its new LED lighting units. We also have a redesigned front bumper that has cutouts underneath that front grille that helps with its breathing duties, but at the same time makes the MU-X look more aggressive, even sinister. Now we have a couple of LED fog lights here that are neatly integrated into your front bumper. And when you look at this mug, I'm really liking this look, guys, because it doesn't follow that big-ass front grille phenomenon that's been going on with these new truck models that are coming out. But this Isuzu MU-X still looks quite intimidating. The side profile has also received a major change. We lose that chunky C-pillar that can be found in the previous generation, and instead we have a more traditional layout for its greenhouse. Now the belt line is also a bit taller, making this SUV look larger than it actually is. The power folding side mirrors with LED turn signals also has a body color treatment and some black accents versus the chrome that can be found in the previous generation. Now the wheels of the LSE receives a massive upgrade because these are huge 20-inch alloy wheels and they're wrapped in 265/50 R20 tires. Behind these wheels, we get 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes, and for your suspension, we have a double wishbone setup in the front and a 5-link independent rear suspension at the back. Now those are pretty solid and respectable mechanicals which fully justify the asking price of this MU-X LSE 4x4. Oh yeah, and by the way, the ground clearance has also gone up to 235 millimeters, which is a bit taller than even the Toyota Fortuner LTD. The rear end looks a little bit tame when you compare it to the front, but it still looks quite sleek owing to these redesigned smoked-out LED taillights. Now the MU-X loses that center chrome strip, and instead we have this huge chromed-out Isuzu badge right there, just in case the people behind you are wondering what this beautiful SUV is. Now, the only thing that's differentiating the 4x2 LSE from the 4x4 LSE in the exterior is this 4-wheel drive badge right here. Now, when you pop open this power liftgate, yeah, the top-spec LSE 4x4 gets a power liftgate, you'll see that the third-row seats have received a major upgrade as well. You see, these third-row seats will now fold flat to the floor, giving you a flatter cargo loading area. Now that's well and good, guys, and the good thing here is the size of this cargo space is also pretty large. You see, we don't have the actual cargo capacity figures yet, but as you can see, with the third row in use, my medium-sized luggage could still comfortably fit at the back of the third row seats, and you still have space on the sides for smaller items. Now, if you need more space than what this will allow, you could easily tumble down. As I said, it now folds flat to the floor, and you could accommodate like maybe 5 or 6 golf bags, or even 5 or 6 medium-sized luggage. Now, if you're transporting furniture or buying furniture from IKEA, you could also fold the second row seats flat, which will give you a really nice and large cargo loading area. The all-new MU-X is powered by the same engine that can be found in the all-new D-MAX, which is pretty much expected. This is a 3-liter Blue Power 4-cylinder turbo diesel motor that puts out 187 horsepower and 450 Newton-meters of torque. Now, the power can be sent to all 4 wheels via a very dependable 6-speed automatic transmission sourced from Aisin. Now, while those engine figures may not be the most powerful of the truck segment, well, these are still pretty decent figures, and for sure the MU-X could still keep up. Now, the all-new MU-X also ups the ante inside the interior because this place has been thoroughly updated. The top-spec LSE gets black leather seats here with white contrast stitching, and the driver gets power adjustments, but the front passenger has to make do with manual adjustments only. Not really a big issue there, guys. Now, the steering wheel is also wrapped in leather, and I was surprised by the quality of the leather they used here. You see, I was expecting like dinosaur skin leather like the older Isuzu trucks, but that's not the case here. We get plush leather on your steering wheel, so if you've got like soft and dainty hands, don't worry about driving the top-spec MU-X LSE 4x4 because you get plush leather on your steering wheel. Now, the wheel also has the buttons for its adaptive cruise control, and we also have buttons for hands-free connectivity. We don't get paddle shifters though, not really a big issue. This is a family vehicle still, but the steering wheel still adjusts for tilt, and it also telescopes, as you can see. Now, when you look at the instrument gauge cluster, it's a combination of analog and digital. We got an analog tach and speedo, but the multi-information display in the middle looks kind of smallish to me, even if it's a colored multi-information display. And the design of this housing looks like it's the information display should be the whole thing rather than just a portion of it. But at least it is still quite usable and serviceable. Now, when you go over to the infotainment system, we get the same system found in the new D-MAX. This is a 10.1-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth connectivity, and the image for your reverse camera. Now, that's a bit of a bummer, guys, because this is the top-spec MU-X LSE 4x4, and I'd expect to get a 360-degree view camera here, but we only have a reverse camera. Granted, the camera image is quite serviceable, it's quite decent, but given that its other competitors are already giving a 360-degree view camera for their top-spec models, well, yeah, it's still a bit of a bummer for me. Now, when you go down from there, you've got a dual-zone automatic climate control system. You've got your connectivity ports for your USB or 12-volt outlet. And on your center stack, you have a bit of a sea of piano black finish here, but we do get an electronic parking brake with an auto-hold feature. Now, beside that, we have the knob for your four-wheel drive systems. And also below that, we have a couple of smallish-looking cup holders, which I will subject to my clean canteen test. As you can see, yeah, it fits, but it doesn't go all the way in, so it's a fail. It fails my clean canteen test, which is not really a big issue, guys, because the MU-X has large bottle holders that are on the door cards. Now, the good thing about this all-new MU-X is that it's also big on safety. You see, we get a host of passive and active safety features here in the LSE, which as you could already see on your screen. Now, on top of that, Isuzu even threw in for the LSE models their advanced driver assist systems, which includes, among others, the adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, lane departure alert, what else? We also have emergency braking and all that stuff. So I'm happy to see that Isuzu is quite big on safety, especially when it comes to the MU-X, because this is a family vehicle after all. Now, when you look at all the cabin materials that they've used here in the all-new MU-X, well, it's a smart mix of leather and plastic. You see, we get a leather top dashboard, but we only have a plastic middle dashboard right here. We have plastic on the tops of the door cards, but the sides of the door cards and even the sides of the center tunnel here are all wrapped in stitch leather. So it's a really good mix, and it looks pretty decent, guys. But does it look like a 2.45 million peso cabin to you? Well, let me know in the comments below. The previous generation MU-X had a pretty spacious back seat, and the same can be said for this all-new Isuzu MU-X. I'm 5'6", guys, and I've got around 6 inches of knee room here. By the way, this is my driving position, and I've got around 5 inches of headroom, which is pretty good. In fact, it's above average, especially for the 7-seater pickup-based midsize SUV class. Now, the good thing here is we get a good amount of amenities here at the back. We've got a couple of ceiling-mounted AC vents here. We even have a couple of USB charging ports, and even an actual 150-watt, 220-volt plug right there in the middle. Now, we also have a center armrest here, which also comes with a tray and also a couple of cup holders. So how nifty is that? So the Isuzu MU-X has got you covered here in the back seat when it comes to amenities. Now let's try out the third row seat because, well, Isuzu said that they've redesigned it to make it more spacious and roomy for full-size adults. Isuzu is quite proud to say that the third row seats of the all-new MU-X can now accommodate full-size adults, and as you can see, I'm quite excited to test it out. I'm 5'6", guys, and I've got around 1.5 inches of knee room left here, and I still have around 4 inches of headroom. Now, I don't know if you consider 5'6" to be a full-size adult, and if you do, please comment down below. But if you don't, well, you could just shut the hell up. Anyway, the good thing here is the third row passengers would be quite comfortable here at the back, even in long journeys, as long as your height is like around 5'6" to 5'8". I think 5'8" would easily be accommodated here as well. Now, these people will be also comfortable because we have a couple of ceiling-mounted AC vents here, a couple of cup holders, and even some cubbies for your smartphones and other knickknacks. The thing is, there's no charging ports here, so if you're relegated to the third row seat of the MU-X, you just have to ask the people up front if they can just charge your gadgets for you. The Isuzu MU-X LSE 4x4 may be the most expensive 7-seater midsize SUV in its category, but it fully justifies its price by giving you a bunch of safety features that will make even the most paranoid driver feel safe on the road. Now, on top of that, you also get a lot of tech features and cabin amenity upgrades that will make your every drive comfortable. Now, put both of those two together in a capable and reliable platform that is Isuzu, and you have a 7-seater SUV that can literally take you anywhere in luxurious comfort. Now, if you want to know more about the driving impressions or how this big dog will perform on the road, tune into my next video as I share with you my driving impressions of the Isuzu MU-X LSE 4x4. But until then, thanks for watching.